So yes, what's up guys? You're welcome to yet another interesting time. My name is Kilichi August time, and today we're going to be creating action for our 8-bit and 16-bit image. So we know that bits are variations of colors that can be found in a particular image. So tone variations, that means the amount of colors that are in a particular image. So I think bit image you have 256 shades for each of the colors, your red, your green, and your blue likewise. So I think that is 2 raised to the power of 8, 256 for each of them. While for the 16-bit you have 2 raised to the power of 16, which is giving you 65,536 shade for each of those colors. So you can find more details in your 16-bit image than compared to that of your 8-bit image. So in terms of manipulation and printing of your image or printing of your documents, there tends to be more details in the 16-bit image compared to that of the 8-bit image. So without further ado, I would love us to jump right straight into creation of our action today. So we know that we would have to go to our action. Now, having gone under your action, you would go to create, which is this plus symbol here, and maybe let's give this a name, ty. We'll give this ty and we'll click on record. Having done that, now it's now time for us to start creating our action. We want to create our frequency separation. So for duplicating your image on your Mac is control, on your Windows rather is control J, while on your Mac is command J. So command J or control J, or you drag through to this symbol that is found here. So having done that, right, you give this first one a name, texture. So having given it texture, you give this other one, right, color. So I'm sorry about the noise that is coming from behind. So having done that, you want to be sure that you actually hide the first one. Click on the second one. So having done that, you go to filter. Under filter you go to blur. Under blur you go to Gaussian blur. You want to blur off the place you have more of the blemishes. So let's zoom this out a little. More of the blemishes is found there. So we zoom it in and slide our radius towards the direction where we are almost is where is not visible. So I think at about 5.8 is fine, 6.8 rather is fine. So having done that, click OK, then come here to check, to click on this box here, so as to give us option if we have another picture that we're supposed to increase the radius or reduce the radius. We have that opportunity to make that changes, then we continue. Remember to check on this, then we continue. We go to our texture, and under our texture we go to image. Under image we go to apply image. Now for our 8-bit image we go to subtract. Make sure that this is on subtract. No, for our 8-bit, under your layer, right, let's assume that this is on texture. Under your layer you make sure that you're selecting your color, which is the second layer option at your layer properties here. Then for 8-bit image you make sure that this is on subtract and your opacity is on 100, your scale is on 2, and your offset is on 128. While for a 16-bit image you want to make sure that your and rather your invert is unchecked. While for an 16-bit image you want to make sure that this is on add, this is your scale is on 2, offset is on 0, and this is checked. Right now, having done that, this is for a 16-bit image, opacity 100, scale 2, offset 0, and blending option add. While for an 8-bit image you click on subtract, your scale to offset 128, and then you have your blending option to be on subtract, and you make sure your layer is on the color. That's why we had to give it a name so that we can identify, and you uncheck this, right? So having done that, right, we then go to our blending option here and change this to linear light so as to see the image. So after doing that, we go to our mixer brush. You press B on your keyboard, or you come to your properties, your tools, where your tools can be found, and you go to brush and right click on your brush. You see the option of mixer brush, but if it can't be found, you come here, right click, likewise you can't find it here. So we go to our mixer brush, make sure that if this is loaded, you want it to be clean. If this is checked, you want to uncheck this to make it clean. This is on custom. I usually leave my settings on an even number. I want to make all my settings for my load, wet, mix and flow the same, so I leave it on 30. That's how I leave mine. I don't want it to look overly retouched. I just wanted to have this light retouching here and there, but it depends. However, there are certain images I tend to manipulate, images I tend to alter the settings, and you also want to make sure that your foreground is on white, right, when painting, or on black. Either ways, when you've started brushing, you can actually make the necessary amendments, right? So I haven't done that. We now go to stop. We stop our action, right? So we've stopped our action now. We then want to delete this and see if what we applied actually worked. So we delete this, then go back to our action, go to our action. What was the name of the action we created? The name of the action we created was TY. So we click on TY and we'll click on this. So you see, give us this option of actually altering our Gaussian blur for our texture. So because this is the original image we designed this action with, I would want to hit OK. Like you can see, our brush and every other settings is still the same way we made them to be. It's still the same action we give to them, right? So you come to the second layer and then start brushing, and that is it about creating your action for your frequency separation.